Are you nervous about introducing a new dog to your pack? Here are 7 tips that'll help the process go smoother. Tip number 1, introduce the dogs on leash. In a perfect world, you'd be able to introduce all dogs off leash to each other. However, if you do not know whether or not the dog that you're introducing to the home is dog friendly or how your dog will respond, you do need some form of management, which is why leashes are very important to have on the dogs while you're doing the introduction process. Tip number 2, keep slack in the leash. So while leashes are really important, we really do want to give the dog almost the illusion that they are off leash while they're interacting with each other. So with that, we want to make sure that there is some slack in the leash and we're not keeping the leash very taut while we are introducing them. Tip number 3, use a long line. So a long line is going to help give you some of that flexibility to be able to keep slack in the leash. Also, if you're maybe a little bit nervous, things are going okay, but you're not quite ready to drop leashes and let those leashes drag, a long line is a really good way to still have that control and management over a dog while still giving them quite a bit of freedom to interact with each other and do things a little bit more naturally. Tip number 4, let leashes drag. So if you are feeling confident and things are starting to go really well during the introduction process, you can drop the leashes and that way they can interact naturally, but you still have something that you can grab in case of emergency to help you manage a situation if you need to. Tip number 5, go on a parallel walk. Parallel walks are amazing, and that is because you can take the introduction process outside of your backyard, maybe something that your dog sees a little bit more as their territory, and take it to neutral turf by taking them on a walk together. There's going to be smells, there's going to be other stimuli around. You have the opportunity to kind of gradually bring them together as they are sniffing and doing things that are naturally diffusing of tension. Tip number 6 is time to decompress. Maybe something like a stuffed frozen Kong or a chew that can just keep them busy and keep their minds off of what just happened so that those stress levels can go back down before we try any other reintroduction. Tip number 7, keep things short and sweet. Sometimes during interactions, you might see that some tension starts to build. Maybe they are even playing, but the play's just getting rougher and rougher. So ideally for those first introductions between dogs, we are giving them some time to decompress afterwards and just keeping those introduction sessions nice and short so that they're not automatically going over the threshold of what they can handle and getting too worked up during that initial introduction. Question of the day, have you ever had a hard time introducing 2 dogs on leash? Let us know if this video helped you out in the comments below.